And they try to get me scared and nervous and upset. A lot of times I'd be so upset I wouldn't even see, and the bicycle tried to hit me. So they're setting me up to be killed. Their FBI is behind this. Because my mother was killed by her daughters in the hospital, and there's incriminating evidence against her daughters. My mother was hiding the fact that she was in the hospital suffering from heart disease. She said she was feeling sick in Pittsburgh, but because of her daughter, she decided to take the bus to New York, because she said she was afraid her daughters would manipulate the doctors in Pittsburgh to try to harm her. Because she said her daughters were speaking with people in Nigeria. Her daughters were living in Pittsburgh, were calling people in Nigeria that my mother had a problem with. One of those people tried to strangulate my mother, and my mother wrote that in my childhood Bible. And I sent that Bible to the INS. I was applying for asylum in the US. And the INS took that Bible and a lot of my documentation. I was applying for a green card after I applied for asylum. And they took out the Bible and a lot of my documentation. So she proved that my mother's life is not safe in Nigeria, and my life is not safe either. So the INS took all that document from me and didn't respond back. My mother, I gave them money for my green card. So my mother contacted Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton wrote a letter to the INS. They used to call them, they're now USCIS. And the letter Hillary Clinton, they didn't get no letter from me. My mother also had a late guy called John Lavelle, a New York assemblyman, sent a letter to the INS, and they wrote a letter back to the John Lavelle and lied that they didn't get no letter, they didn't get no documents from me. Then years later, they sent back, the envelope and every document except the Bible, my childhood Bible, where my mother wrote in that somebody was trying to strangulate her in Nigeria. And she wrote the person's name, and this occurred in the 90s, she wrote the date down. So they stole that evidence from me because the powerful evidence that could help me win asylum here and anywhere in the world. So now, fast forward 2015, my mother was feeling sick in Pittsburgh. She said, Doris lured her to come there, said, we're going to give her $500. And she went to Pittsburgh while she was homeless, and they didn't give her the money. So she eventually was staying there for a while. And when she was feeling sick, she decided to come to New York because she didn't trust her daughters. So she got on the Greyhound bus, and she started having a heart attack symptoms on the bus. But she took the bus to keep driving to New York, because she didn't want any problem. They said they were in New Jersey already, but she told the bus driver to keep driving to New York. So when she got to New York, they transferred her to Bellevue, from a private hospital to Bellevue. The private hospital rejected her. She was just suffering. So they transferred her to Bellevue, and while in Bellevue, she kept her mouth shut. She didn't tell her daughters what hospital she was in. And she said she was shocked how they came all the way from Pittsburgh and came to the hospital. She was like, what daughter? She said her daughters were moving with funny people, and she believe these people are powerful. They might be the FBI or whatever. They were, and they're not supposed to release somebody's medical files to anybody else. There's HIPAA law, HIPAA that protects medical privacy. So Bellevue Hospital, I don't know whether they're FBI, their daughters work with the FBI or something. So our daughters came to Bellevue. And she said they were creating a storm, trying to make my mother look like she was crazy. Their daughters were pretending like they were homeless also. They didn't want to leave the hospital bed. And, just to tarnish my mother's image, make her look like a homeless foreigner. And they were telling the doctor to lock my mother up in the psych ward. Because I had filed a lawsuit in 2013, 2 years before 2015, when my address killer, and said in the lawsuit that my mother began having a heart attack when the police told us to leave our apartment within 5 minutes, otherwise they're going to lock us up in the psych ward or take us to prison. And my mother, when she heard that, she was starting to have a heart attack. They had to bring the ambulance to her home on Staten Island. So I think I just read that complaint and decided to see, if they could cause her to have another heart attack and die in the hospital. And they told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward because my mother didn't want to have she was supposed to do an elective surgery called a stent, and that surgery wasn't necessary. My mother did research about it. Even the U.S. Justice Department was suing hospitals that were making minorities do that surgery. They said the stent, see this guy, they said the stent, they didn't want to clean up about them. They told them to monitor him. That's him again. So they told him to be harassing me because I'm African. A lot of them Black Americans and stuff. They told them, because Africans stole slaves. So I think that's the FBI and the police agencies. They're engineering this hate backlash against me, telling them my nationality and telling them to harass me. So they want to drive me mentally ill. They saw my mother was killed in a similar fashion by her daughters. So the daughters kept putting pressure on the hospital to put her in the psych ward. Because I put in my lawsuit 2 years earlier that when they told the police said we have to leave our home within 5 minutes on unlawfully evicting us without court order, or said otherwise they're going to put us in the psych ward or put us in prison. My mother began having a heart attack. So I believe that's what motivated our daughters to do it again. To try to get her to have a heart attack again. And they said why they were trying to forcefully put my mother in the psych ward. My mother died. The hospital said they didn't know what killed her. Like, it was like maybe possibly a heart attack. You see, because our daughter said they don't want an autopsy. And they said, as soon as they told her, then our daughters went into my mother's storage on Staten Island here in New York, keep a storage, and took all of my mother's property, including my property. Yes, like they were after the property because my mother had a lot of stuff in her storage. She was buying a lot of stuff she was planning to sell in Nigeria. And that was it. And so this is what is going on. And the reason why my mother didn't want to have surgery done in that hospital was that surgery wasn't necessary. So it was an elective surgery, and due to her old age and due to her homelessness, she was trying to avoid that surgery. And also she had wanted to travel to Israel to do that surgery, because she used to work in the nurses. She used to work in the hospitals here in New York, and she didn't like the quality of care they give out to some of the minority patients, and she just wanted to go to Israel to have the surgery done if need be. But she felt that surgery was unnecessary. Even the U.S. Justice Department has been suing hospitals and forced patients to have it, but it causes so much complications, stent surgery. And due to my mother's advanced age, she didn't want to have the surgery done. They said because she was having a heart condition. They said it could be improved with better lifestyle choice, eating better, and trying to avoid the high blood pressure, because she was already in advanced age. And I thought it was like a daughter set her up, and that's not the first time a daughter would do that. They did it to me in 2001. I had arrived in the country, and my mother, tricked me to come with her to Pittsburgh. And when I got there, one of our daughters tried to hit me with a car, and they called the police on me, lied on me that I was trying to attack them. And the police took me to the psych ward. And while I was in the psych ward, I said I was with a friend mental illness on me also in 2001 at the Mercy Providence Hospital. I hope these people didn't call the police on me again. So at the Mercy Providence Hospital, and then they lied on the hospital that I didn't have any court case in New York, that I was mentally ill. I was just imagining stuff. So, excuse me, did anybody call you about the bathroom?
Yeah.
I was using the bathroom. Like what?
Called us?
I didn't. Did I tell you what happened?
Were you in there?
Yeah, I was using the bathroom, and somebody knocked on the door and said something is broken. Then I asked the staff. They said nothing is broken. It was a fake call. So I've been getting harassed. If I can file a police report.
So it's you.
Huh?
So it's you they called on?
I don't know.
So.
Yeah. So please, I want to file a police report. I've been getting harassed in this neighborhood anytime I try to use the bathroom. So I want to file a police report. I want your badge number. See? So they are harassing me. They say they want me to have a mental breakdown. The FBI is hiding evidence that could convict our daughters, my mother's daughters, of killing my mother. So they've been trying to get me to have a nervous breakdown. Please stay around. My life is in danger. I'm a foreigner. They're calling the police on me everywhere. If you want to be my witness, please stay around. So they are harassing me nonstop, and they already in 2019, they went and dumped me in the psych ward. They were harassing me in 2019 also. In Brooklyn, Bay Ridge, they had a guy hit me in the head. They took me to the psych ward, and they found all kind of mental illnesses on me at the New York Psychiatric Hospital. So, they said Elijah McCain was killed in Colorado because someone called the 911 on him, said he was mentally ill. He was wearing jackets in the winter. So they've stolen all my clothing. Even last night, they stole more of my clothing at where I kept it near Arvison. I chained it with a chain lock. I chained it to a chair. So so they've been harassing me like crazy, calling the police on me like crazy. So every time I come to use the bathroom here,
man, just relax. Get out of here.
Okay, can I file a police report? Can I have your badge number? I'm calling CCRB on you. I'm calling CCRB. You're very rude. Your CCRB is going. Can I have your badge number? I'm calling CCRB on you. You don't have to cover up. I'm trying to file a police report. Okay, CCRB will arrest you. You're covering up a matter. CCRB will contact you. I have your license plate. Don't run away. Oh, that's what you turn America into. Get out of here. You cover up a crime? Oh, very good. Your CCRB will get you all. You see what you turn America into? Don't threaten me with your police violence. Don't threaten me. You're going to be arrested. You're covering up a crime. I'm going to call 911 on you also. You may be arrested today. I want to file a police report. Don't threaten me with your police violence. It keeps on more. And they were all laughing. Ha, 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 ha. So they tried to provoke me, the ABS involved. I was trying to charge my phone in front of Texas Federal Plaza. My phone wouldn't charge. It's like they put a virus on the phone. So I went and bought a new phone charger. Because around 11 a.m. to 12, my phone wouldn't charge. I was going to different kiosks. I went to front of 26 Federal Plaza across the street. I was charging my phone, and this guy came and started charging his phone also. And I noticed my phone stopped charging immediately and was decharging. I was losing the charge I had on it. And it was grabbing his penis. It was like a Spanish guy. I saw his penis was protruding. I was grabbing it near me. So they're using sexual harassment. And the cameras from Federal Plaza were recording. It was like an undercover FBI. So they're using all kinds of humiliation. They very misdiagnosed me in 2019 with bipolar, manic depression. So they just want to get me angry so they can just shoot me dead. I'm saying, my mental health has deteriorated again. So they're trying to call 911 on me everywhere I go. So I'm going to contact the CCRB. So they're arresting me like crazy. They're calling 911 on me anywhere I go. I'm a foreigner. They want to kill another foreigner. So they just call the police on me. Every day I come here, they call the police on me. My mother has been killed already, and we're going to help me with corporate has been killed. As a foreigner, I'm calling the CCRB. I can't use the bathroom as a transsexual foreigner. And I wouldn't have any bystanders helping me. The FBI may be involved. And there was a day a car almost hit me several times. When they arrest me like that, I would be so upset, and I wouldn't even know the work light I stopped. I've been walking and the cars will almost hit me. So they're abusing me like they're Guantanamo Bay torturer. So I'm going to contact the CCRB. Their police is off the chain. They took my home on Stein Island in 2010. Erigana was helping with the court papers, and they choked him to death. While he was helping with the court, while he was trying to help me with the court papers. And they didn't let me testify in court free that Erigana killer. So every day they arrest me, and I was telling the police, please, can I make a report? Somebody just called the police on me again. It's the line that's a broken window, which is like a code, Their police always call, always say the blacks are always committing broken window. So they said it's a broken glass. Somebody make up, it was a lie. I was using a bathroom, there was no broken glass. So they're trying to fake mental illness on me, make me look like I'm a crazy black, probably breaking everything. They just stole my property on Harrison. And no, I wouldn't get no help from bystanders. So they turned this Tribeca into something else. So I'm recording this. I hope you CCRB are watching this video. There are police persons here are trying to kill a black foreigner. I'm going to send this video to all the embassies. The South African embassy, they dealt with apartheid. I'm going to send to all the embassies. So if you kill me, I'm the HR Ghana's friend. I hope all the other embassies will take up the case. You're not going to get away with this, America. Stop your terrorism on black lives. So I'm going to send your TV stations, and the foreigners are not going anywhere. You can't kill us. You killed 10 million blacks were killed during slavery. Enough is enough. So I chain locked my belongings in a cart on Harrison Street to a chair that they went and took everything. My clean clothing, they deprived me of clean clothing. The rain got my clothing wet. It was clean, so I was waiting for it to dry. I put it in my suitcase, and the ones that caught up the chain lock, they depriving me of food, clean clothing. I had soap, shampoo, they stole from me. So they arrested me. They want to humiliate me. So this is how they killed the Guantanamo Bay prisoner. They rendered them nasty, unable to use the bathroom, chokehold them, and they're very cold-blooded. So the CCRB has a lot of job to do. They're attacking me like as a homeless foreigner like crazy. On Harrison and Greenwich, they went and broke the chain. They were leaving doo-doo all over the floor where I would sit. I would just come there and make doo-doo on the floor. And I would record it. I'm like, what is going on here? So they arrested me like crazy. And my phone is not charging. I spent hours upon hours trying to charge my phone. This was going on. They tried to provoking me, so it looked like an accidental killing. So the CCRB needs to do something. And they're breaking the law. He's supposed to give me his badge number, because there was a police call made, and he was responding, and I had a encounter with him. And all kinds of provocation in my path to get me angry. They want me to be suicidal. And the FBI and NYPD has been hiding evidence. They said it's alleged they hide evidence for the Malcolm X case. They're suing them for the Malcolm X case also. That was killed by the civilian thugs working for the FBI and the NYPD allegedly. They said they hide evidence for the Martin Luther King case also. That Martin Luther King was killed by civilian thugs working for the FBI. So they're attacking foreigners, thinking foreigners would never matter. So the world is to call America to order. Stop killing the foreign lives. They don't want to kill the black Americans as much because Eric Adams, the mayor of Black America, of New York, is saving the black America. Now they're trying to focus on foreigners like me. You know, and this Eric Adams, you know, it's actually very suspicious because he was hinting at this. He said that's why he employed Sewell. So he's like, you know, so that when the NYPD wrongfully kills a black person, you know, he did an interview for Sewell, showing the simulated video of the NYPD wrongfully killing a black person. So she cried. You know, she showed an emotional response. That would be needed for the PR, for the public relations, when the NYPD wrongfully kills a black person. And as soon as he said that, the Sewell, throughout last year, they were attacking him like crazy in the Petron Fund. I can't use the bathroom. They wait for me when I'm trying to use the bathroom. They said that they also did it to Abdul Wimmer. The NYPD went and plunged him, left his backside blood in the bathroom. Said this NYPD are vicious. And some of their law enforcement are vicious in the Rikers Island. So they've been trying to get me angry, going to Rikers Island. That's another place they kill a number of people. Black transition always died there, allegedly. They said they make them depressed and suicidal. They maltreat them like crazy. So they're trying to get me into Rikers Island, or sometimes they're telling me there's going to be a needle, and I'm going to be injected with a needle. So I'm thinking they're trying to put me in the psych ward and inject me with a needle. So they're like a bloody murderers. The CCIB needs to watch my video and arrest these people that are engaging in terrorism. They're white supremacist terrorism, and they're using their Spanish. You can see the expression on the white female Spanish face. She wasn't helping. They're coordinating this attack. So I trained my stuff here, and overnight they took my stuff. I had my clean clothing there, the Department of Clean Clothing. I was waiting for my client to. This is my. They stole my stuff and left this is one of my phone charger. They left behind. My cart was broken down, so I came here trying to get a new cart, and I left doo-doo on the floor for some days. So here's the remnant of my phone. I trained here with a chain lock. So they're harassing me like crazy, telling people to call in